Yes, a chirping node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. Does that sound helpful? Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirping, you say? Very well, let's take a closer look. As I suspected, the node will not acknowledge my authority to issue instructions. How did the Allagans tell these godforsaken things apart? Lip, do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanism? Beep boop. You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanism may only be undertaken by the chief technologist and members of the royal family. Kind of. It feels very suspiciously handy that it's those two only, not like anyone else. Or those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps. A field test spirit vessel. One never knows when a small portion of royal Allagan blood might come in handy, which is why Grahitia keeps this vessel about his person. Beep. New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Just authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. Let's see. Let's see me. Welcome, Alexander Valius. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanism when ready. Error. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat. A system update is required. A system update? What do you suppose it is asking us? I could hazard a guess. Well, that's more than I could say. Confounded bloody things. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. The issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. So, can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it received a requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it will float there spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating flication protocols. I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying. But I dare say we will fare better with guidance. With guidance than without it. Righteous indignation. Sid and his colleagues always make operating these elegant devices seem so easy. I don't know what possessed the elegance to surround themselves with these chattering orbs, but the fact that they remain while their creators do not speaks volumes. Oh, for vengeance! Smoked chicken. It's chicken! Pineapple salad. Ugh. Broad bean curry. I mean, that was pretty good. The restraint node stands poised to lend a hand, figuratively speaking. Boop, guiding user to terminal. This way, please. Beep boop 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 beep boop boop. I went the wrong way. Don't look at me. This is a task for you and Alphino. This terminal appears to be similar to the one we encountered when we first set foot here. Let us hope it will be equally helpful. Boop. Access granted to user Alexander Bellius. This is and his adolescent companion. Master Bellius's other companion is deemed a potential risk to safe operation and has been denied access privileges until further notice. Let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask what version you are employing? Why, software version 42.002, of course. Beep boop. Warning. Errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead. The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system's update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much. As long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain. Just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via link pearl once I am ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return it to Graha Tia once this is over. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allagan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Asians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragons from the shadows. All that the Asians turns to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Van Daniel? Will you try to reach out to him too? I mean, We have to try. I will try, yes, and if that fails, I'll remember him. Oof! I see little point of reasoning with the wretch, or remembering him for that matter. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. I cannot deny the logic in Estinian's argument. Given all that is at stake, even the slightest lapse in judgment could be the undoing of us all. Beep boop. Warning! Releasing dragon restraints may result in specimen loss, damage to facilities, and incineration of staff. I thought it fitting to get Papa Dragon out. It's a shame that he won't be there to see or help his daughter become free, since he's currently in the long slumber. If this Van Daniel truly is without reason or creed, he is no better than a rabid dog. Treat with him if you must, but be ready to do what is necessary. So the spirit vessel proved useful after all. Excellent. Estinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphino's absence that he's needed elsewhere. Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were talking to Nodes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirmed that her etheric balance leans strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the Cobalt. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning I'll need all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat showed no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the Cobalt. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphino to disengage the restraints, ethereal dampeners, or dampers. I'm counting on you, Angelo.
Ikadagara Yatayasha. Ah, such warmth! The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with men of Alag. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now?
Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Alex, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Tell me of Bahamut and the Asians.
Ah, Bahamut, my love. Would that the peace we found in Merasidia could have lasted for eternity. But alas, it was not to be. The Asians saw to that. In all creation, I knew of none more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Alag first came to Merasidia, upon our home.
I feel like this should have been voiced, really. I know it's not proper voice, but even still.
The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Merasidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the sea. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin of the trees, surrounded by nature's bounty. Bahamut and I found a place to raise our young.
Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Sharlayan scholar Brurusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent toward the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear. If only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo.
When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no food did they set in those places over which we held dominion.
No food, not food.
Such was the fear of dragonkind, and as such they kept their distance, and so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared on our horizon, bearing even more of their brethren, who divided the vast land among themselves. For a time, they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grow, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long man fought man. Blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end. For the men of Alag slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the ancients, the Asians. The rest thou knowest only too well.
But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid the world of the Asians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear when this is over. Keep going, Alice. The magic is working. Slowly but surely the magic is working, aided no doubt by the memories you bade her share. While I knew this wasn't going to be easy, no patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close, I can feel it, and while I've only got a few drops of ether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. And I believe I speak for both of us when I say you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here I go.
No! I'm almost there! This is it, Angelo! Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed. Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
Slåss an all folket an. Slåss sed som in an. Aften. Mod. One an. Lis an. Do od an.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
She's in an
Alphino's ready. It's time. Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
By the gods!
Urionje, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over PAGLTHAN. He flies for the largest amount of settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
I'll be fine. Plenty of time to recover on the airship. While I'm sure you're desperate to join Astidian and Tiamat in battle, it would be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. Chicky chicky. Oh, no, still can't land on it. The Flames of War. With Luna Bahamut bound for Palthagan, Grahatia is determined to call upon the aid of your fellow Scions. I've already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Uldar at the Hall of Flames. Let us collect Alphino and be on our way. Oh, wow. Sure, okay. If you're worried about me, don't be. I got some rest during the flight, and now I'm ready for anything. First the spate of abductions, and now an attack on the Amaljar homeland. What do the Telefari aim to achieve with all of this? As I am sure you recall, Arnvold and Fort Dola were bound for PAGLTHAN. Well, be PAGLTHAN, whatever. I pray they have not come to any harm. By happy coincidence, Kryl and I were in the process of concluding our inquiry when news reached us of Luna Bahamut's return. There is much to discuss, but it will have to wait. Of the foes we face, we know but little. Though time be of the essence, we must not stint in our preparations, lest our haste to fly to the aid of the Amaljar cost us our best chance of victory. Now I know some of you could do the rest, but I'm sorry to say the Telefari have other plans. PAGLTHAN is already under siege. Happily, the Immortal Flames arrived just in time to join the defensive effort, with Marshal Terrapin at their head. Well now, given the failure of the peace negotiations, I was uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. 'Tis good to hear that Uldar has not abandoned the Amaljar. Abandon them? Did we not profess to be their friends? Your Grace! Marshal Terrapin has made provisions for such an exigency? Such an exigency, and was ready to depart at a moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the Syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of intervention. Nor is Uldar alone in its resolve. The other Alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to PAGLTHAN. Yet even with our combined strength, we shall be sorely tested, for we face not only the might of an Imperial Legion, but Luna Bahamut and his draconic hordes besides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured, but not all of the omens are grim. Our forces report that despite the proximity to Luna Bahamut, none of the Amaljar show any signs of tempering. Strange. What primal would turn down a chance to claim new thralls? Unless it is incapable of doing so. Primals are not wont to serve a master, Ascian or otherwise. It may well be that Luna Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that were true, anyone could fight him, and Alex and the others and others like him wouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Be it that as it may, Lunar Bahamut remains an incalculably powerful foe, whom our soldiers will struggle to best through mere force of arms. With the aid of the Scions, however, I believe we will fare rather better, assuming, that is, you are ready to take to the field. An airship awaits to bear you to the front. Pray set forth as soon as you are able. I, meanwhile, shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. It was kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities. Well, I for one am inclined to do as her grace requests, lest you forget, Arnvald and Fordola are in her PAGLTHAN on reconnaissance. The sooner we save the day, the better their chances. Indeed. To the airship then. I just realised it would have been quicker going the other way and teleporting to the airship landing. Oh well. Da da ba 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 da 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 ba ba ya. Do 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 ba ba ya. Lest thou wonder, I have attended to Thancred's ammunition, and completed mine own preparations. I trust thou canst say the same of thine? Try as I might, I cannot fathom why the Telephori would move to attack the Amaljar. If Daniel's objective is death and destruction, one of the city-states would surely be a better target. No, they have some other agenda. One encompassing the recent abductions, perhaps. Do you think Estinian and Tiamat have already reached PAGLTHAN? I pronounce it wrong every time. But I should know better than to speculate on the whereabouts of the Azure Dragoon. Forgive me. It is not impossible that the Telephori redirected some of the troops stationed at the tower to the front line. So, this may all turn out to have been to Arnvald and Fordola's benefit. Given what we know, some, or perhaps all, of the Imperial soldiers may have been tempered. If we can subdue them, we should be able to do something. No, wait. If we can subdue them, we should be able to do something about that. But they would still see us as enemies even then. That said, they wouldn't be deaf to reason, which is better than nothing. So the Telephori have constructed buildings capable of tempering, and primals which are not. What secrets are they holding? Greetings! We've been expecting you! But say the word, and we shall depart for PAGLTHAN at once. PAGLTHAN now accessible. I know not what designs the Telephori have on PAGLTHAN, but I do know they must be stopped, for the good of the Amaljar and us all. Whether he's here or not, we can be sure Fandaniel's behind this attack, and that makes me doubly determined to see that it fails. By dealing with Lunar Bahamut and his hordes, so too will we render aid to Armvold and Fordola. Come, let us go. The grasslands of PAGLTHAN will make for an open battlefield. Many though our enemies are, we will not have to fight against the terrain at least. Like most who have spent time on Ul'dah, I haven't always seen eye to eye with the Amalja, but today I will fight side by side with them in common cause, and hope that none of them remember me. At the cost of his own life did Master Louisoix strike down the primal Bahamut. Whatever the true nature of this new incarnation, it cannot be suffered to threaten this star. Sure, let's do this.
My turn! My turn! My turn! My turn! My turn!
What you wear on your hide, eh?
My turn!
A mitre! That's an awful joke.
I stand ever ready.
I'm sure you do.
Victory will be ours!
Our fates are not yet sealed.
Let's give it our all!
My strength is yours.
Let's do this! PAGLTHAN.